Sustainability has been a big driver for what we're doing on Mangarawa for a number of years now. There is some big challenges, that the planet faces right now, and we can no longer deny that. And how we produce food can be part of the solution. How we're going to be, regenerating the landscape, having healthy water outcomes, having good animal welfare, and just creating a vibrant environment that is just really conducive to life.
We're doing things for the right reasons. We want to leave the land in a much better place than when we found it. And it was in good shape when we got here, but we can leave it better.
Overall, our pasture sector is doing really good things, but in order to keep improving, we want to be measuring and being able to see that we are tracking a lot in the right direction and continue to see those improvements. We're able to measure the impacts of management on the environment in terms of the water, the soil, the biodiversity, and across ag research we have a number of projects which are looking to measure these things on farm and understand the impacts.
One of the great initiatives that we've got going on the farm is a trial being run by Ag Research, and that trial's been sponsored by McDonald's for the first 2 years, and it's looking at our holistic planned grazing, just seeing if big mobs of cattle being shifted more frequently than what probably most farmers are doing is going to have an impact on pasture production, animal growth rates, and also what's going on in the soil, and if we can sequester more carbon into the soil. Also, there is going to be a component of fertiliser trials within that, and part of our journey here is all about building resilience, and therefore reducing our off-farm inputs into the farm, and so really good to have some data around how all that's tracking.
Over the last 7 years we've spent a lot of time planting out of waterways, fencing them off, planting them out, getting funding through our local council, and the farm is a member of the King Country River Care Group, which means we do get funding to help with fencing and the plants. I couldn't tell you how many plants we've planted, but a lot, and all of our major waterways have now been fenced off and planted, and most of our bush is actually fenced off. It's actually for water quality obviously, and ironically it actually makes management a lot easier. Setting up electric fences in winter and actual management of stock is a lot easier when they haven't got access into what are basically non-productive areas.
We're measuring soil health through a number of different projects on farm, and it's really, I suppose, those on farm projects are really helpful to make sure that our research is sort of relevant and practical. One of the examples is a project that Ag Research is doing in the Hawke's Bay with McDonald's, where we're looking to see how alternative grazing management impacts the soil and the wider environment as well. And so measurements are happening on the soil, but also the plant, animals, biodiversity as well, so that we can see the entire impact of these changes in management practices. Our pasture industry is in a really good position currently, but I think it's really important that we're continuing to strive for improvement, and so Ag Research and the research that it does across the entire value chain is really valuable in terms of making sure that we stay leading at the industry edge globally.